All right, welcome in everybody. Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Round number 5, Volusia Speedway Park tonight. Guys got a couple of minutes of practice left here. Thought we'd go ahead and get the show started a little early. No special guest interviews tonight, but my good buddy Dominic Santina in the booth with me. How you doing tonight, Dom?
Doing pretty well, Roger, for another night of racing. A little shorter field tonight, but doesn't mean there's going to be any less action out there.
I agree with you completely. I think the action will be just fine, even though there are only about 20 cars checked in for this one. Expected just a slightly larger field, but they're going to do a couple of things a little different tonight. I know they're going to have a pole dash during the warm-up session, so that will be a little bit different, a little bit more coverage racing on the track. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Guys, do not forget like, shares, and follows, especially the shares and the follows, whether you're over on YouTube, Twitch, any of the other Facebook channels. Come over to the Dirt Racing Network on Facebook. Give us a like, a share, and a follow, and give us a follow there on Twitch or Facebook. Subscribe to us so you'll know when we are going to go live each and every night. 2 shows for you tonight. Got these guys right here, the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series up first. And then around 8:30 Eastern, we will have the All-Star Visual Super Series from the Dirt Series Productions Group. Always a fun time with those guys. Last week's race pretty good. They ran about 75 laps, I think, right here at Volusia. It was a pretty good show, especially towards the end. Things got pretty racy. Then tomorrow night, Dirt Slingers back in action. They took the holiday off last Monday night, but their Monday Night Thunder series, both fixed and open, on tap again. They go to Lanier for their fixed series. Turn around and head right back here tomorrow night. Actually, no, that's not true. That got moved. They're headed to Charlotte for their open series in race number 2. It was going to be Volusia, and I can't remember why they changed their schedule, but their schedule changed. So they will be coming here for race number 2. These guys winding it down. We think it's just about time for us to get the evening started, so we will head for our invocation, and then we will head for our national anthem right after that.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, big thank you to Sam and John Foley for that. These guys working through the qualifying session right now. About halfway done. It's a Nygaard, Verta, Keegan, Diller, Clark, Swanson, Schinderly, Connor Morrell. Things shaved just a little bit. Change right there. Top 4 or 5 are the ones we're going to pay close attention to. Nygaard, Shreves, Verta, Keegan, Diller. They will have probably the start on the pole. At least some of those guys will, depend on the number of heat races. I think we're going to probably have about 3 heat races tonight. Real quick, while we got some time, let's be sure we thank Beacon and Bridge Market, Advanced Heat and Air, Midland Steel, Tim Sims, Wicked Cushion Esports, Super Clean, Campbell Performance, Specialty Fuels, Hoosier Tires, and Engine Pro for all that they do for the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Quick Time Award right now looks like it's going to go to Jason Nygaard. That is our Super Clean Quick Time. Sir Fence-A-Lot trying to pick one up there. He posted quick time at 13.975 seconds. Good half a tenth faster than Randy Shreves. Former series winner Mike Keegan in the 5th qualifying position down there. Qualifying wrapping up. 19 are registered right now. Not sure if we're going to have more than that on the track. I know a couple of these guys are in here strictly for race control. We have 2 heat races on tap for you tonight. Going to have 9 cars scheduled to be in the first one and 8 scheduled to be in the second one. We'll get down here on to our starting grid. For Kistler Racing Products, heat race number 1 on the pole, the Walker Simpson Slicker. Justin Clark Racing, number 78 out of Hammersville, Ohio, Justin Clark. And on his outside, the McFab and Welding, number X from Fremont, Ohio, Mike Keegan. Row 2 on the inside, the Ultimate Dirt TV, Tim Sims, Sim Styles, Black Diamond Motorsports, and number 1 out of Pittsburgh, Indiana, the Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan. And on his outside, the Dirt Armada, Wicked Cushion, Next Gen Fab, Team ABR, the number 22 car from Metamora, Ohio. We call him Sir Fence-A-Lot, Jason Nygaard. Row 3 inside, the Hornblaster.com, number 44 from Trenton, Michigan, Donald Swanson. And from Bradenton, Florida, the Molly Oil Tibetals, Connor Morrell Racing, number 0 of Connor Morrell. That number wrong on the screen. Row 4 inside, the Melling CMF Skills Gaming, Vanderpool Racing, number 27 from Parma, Michigan, Brad Lamerson. And on his outside, the Blake Mechanical United States Air Force, Sergeant MacArthur Racing, and number 8 from Jackson, Michigan, Cameron MacArthur. And on the back row, the Extreme Indoor Karting Sandbagger Sim Team from Clio, Michigan, the 7th car of Trevor Berry. So 9 cars, Trevor Berry's car, the only one not on the grid at the moment. You can see the other 8 sitting right there. Track looks like it's in pretty good condition there, Dom. I think these guys are going to have to wait until we get later in the event to see the track start to whiten out.
Yeah, I think we go back to that Dirt Series race we saw last week where it took quite a few laps. We finally saw a couple lines develop and it get a little bit more later on tonight. Get a couple lines in there.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit for these guys to get that slick groove to start to wear in. It's going to go from probably about the middle of the track up to the top before it starts to go 2 lanes here. It's kind of the typical way this track wears, but we will see here in just a couple of minutes. We know the top 4 are supposed to go straight to the feature. I think everybody in here tonight's going straight to the feature. We're going to go heat, pole dash, feature. In that order, we will have a little bit of warm-up, I'm sure, after the pole dash. Let these guys try to wear this track down just a little bit. Max, stand by. I see you in chat, but I don't see you in my room. What's going on, buddy? You out racing? I certainly hope you're racing for real, man. It'd be a whole lot cooler than this. All right, we're going to go green this time. Coming out of turn number 4, Clark and Keegan Keegan, former winner in the series. Didn't qualify so well tonight, but because of the invert in the heat races, he is going to start right at the front of this one. He is going to have to work against another winner in the series, Justin Clark. So,
Green.
green flag in the air. These guys are racing side by side into 1 and 2. Who's got the advantage coming off the top side? Looks like Keegan's going to be about half a car length ahead heading into turn 3. Mason Hannigan right behind Justin Clark, and Clark gets out of shape. Hannigan takes advantage of that, goes to the inside, and that checks up the field. Keegan grabbed the lead. Now Clark's fighting back on the top side. He takes second. Hannigan settles into third. Nygaard's on the outside of Morrell. Connor Morrell actually in the 28 car. I thought his car was 0 first couple of weeks of the season, but he is running in 5th. Swanson, Lamberson, MacArthur right behind that, but Mike Keegan easily showing the way right now. 3 down, 5 to go. About 0.3 of a second ahead of Justin Clark. Mason Hannigan was real close to Clark when they came out of 2, and he lost a little bit of ground. I think he had to check up just a little bit not to get into the push bar on the back of the 78 car, and that allowed Nygaard to close in, and Nygaard brought a pack with him. Morrell and Swanson all right there. 4 cars racing for third. 3 to go this time by. And now Clark starting to get some distance in front of Hannigan. Hannigan can't shake Nygaard. 2 to go that time. Keegan maintains about 7 or 8 car lengths over Clark. Clark's starting to use that slide job line there in 1 and 2. He stayed stuck on the bottom in 3 and 4. The white flag. Mike Keegan down the backstretch. Final time through the last 2 corners. He's going to win heat race number 1. Then Clark, Hannigan, Morrell, and Nygaard in that order. Then Swanson, Lamberson, and MacArthur. Great finish there for 4th. Side by side at the line. We'll go down onto the grid for heat race number 2. The Engler Machine and Tool. Heat race from the Flint Hamilton Trucking. HBM number 39 out of Coldwater, Michigan. Tyler Rankin on the pole. To his outside. The Alita Machine and Tool. I don't think that's a number 5. I think it's a different number than that. But it's out of Alita, Ohio. It's David Diller. A row 2 on the inside. The Real Geese Wicked Cushion. A number 3 out of Elyria, Ohio. That's what it is. Elyria, Ohio. It's Chris Verdon. I know he's got fans in the chat. I saw them a little bit ago, and sorry for the butcher job, but I do that every single week. We should be used to it by now. On his outside in row number 2, the 56 car, Randy Shreves. Row 3 on the inside, the Shinderly Properties, Shinderly Motorsports. Number 41 from Berkeley, Michigan, Thomas Shinderly. And on his outside in the 224 car, Danny Sams. Row 4 inside, the Sofa Fast King Sim Sports. Number 4 out of Fredericktown, Ohio, Tyler Street. And on his outside in the 11 car, Sam Whitty. No other cars in the field, just these 8. Was expecting another car out there. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't enter that way. That's all right. Lights are off on the pace truck. We are going to go green out of turn number 4. The 3rd time or the 4th time there, Judy? Pace truck is in. The green flag is out. We're racing heat race number 2. I apologize to everybody in Elyria. I have butchered that every single week. I'm getting it a little bit more. By the time we're done with this series, I'll be able to say it where I don't have to anymore. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Lap 1. David Diller out in front. Verda, Rankin, Shreves, your top 4. Verda, company on the inside. Rankin took it in there pretty deep. He backed it out in front of Verda. No caution. I'm not sure. There's our caution. That's what we were looking for. Flagman finally found that yellow flag, and he tosses it out there. It looked like Rankin Drove that thing in there pretty hard down into turn 3. Yeah, got the right rear to poke out just a little bit. Verta found it with the left front, and it starts a big chain reaction. I think everybody's okay. I think everybody's going to be able to continue here. Randy Shreves, 56 car, possibly not able to continue. Too much damage there, but Verta got it going again. He is going to join the back of the field. Waiting to see what the official order is going to be right here. It looks like it's going to be Diller, Rankin Street, Whitty, Shinnerly, Sams, and Verta with Shreves off the track. I think Danny Sams took the 224 car to the infield as well. Front end damage on that car. So a couple of these guys out of heat race number 2. What do you think, Dom? Just overcook his entry and backed it up the hill a little bit?
Yeah, that's what I saw too. I kind of caught it there at the last second as we were exiting turn 4, but saw that one kind of happen live. Kind of what you said there, Roger.
Yeah, I think he just got himself in there a little bit overcooked and let the right rear hang out a little bit too much. And I think Verta had a pretty good bite, and he was going to be able to run back by him on the high side. And when he got that bite and shot forward, it just put the left front into the right rear. Bad things happen when open wheel cars touch. All right, lights went off on the pace truck. We're going to go green out of turn number 4. Still 5 laps to go in this one. Okie dokie. See, now that's the kind of stuff I need beforehand right there, Joyce. Thank you very much. All right. Green flag back in the air. We are racing once again. Angler Machine Tool heat race number 2. David Diller out in front of Tyler Rankin. Tyler Street missing the nose wing off of the 4 car, but he is able to hang it right in there in front of Sam Whitty. Whitty running in fourth. He's got company. Here comes Verta. Verta finds a little bit of trouble. He got into the push bar on the back of the 11th car down the front stretch. That allowed Sams to get inside. Now those two hooked together, and they headed down into turn 3.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And stayed hooked together. I'm not really sure. How do you explain that one, Dom?
I didn't see all of it. I just kind of saw the bit there at the end, but Verta again in on it. Kind of getting the raw end of the deal from what I did see.
Well, he got a little out of shape when he touched the back of the 11 car coming down the front stretch right here. And 224 Sam's got to the inside. They made contact coming out of 2 and just never got unhooked from one another. They just kind of rode each other all the way down the back stretch and into the inside wall in turn 3 before they finally separated. I see Randy Shreves has rejoined the fight. He is 1 lap down back in the 8th spot, the 56 car. So with about 3 laps to go when they take the green, it is going to be Diller, Rankin Street, Whitty, Verta, Shinderly, Sams, and Shreves as they gave Randy Shreves the wave around, going to put him back on the lead lap. He is fighting for a starting position in the feature tonight, so good thing to do there. Elida. See, I got it. Joyce did it right. I really appreciate that, Joyce. High five to you. One more time, the lights are out on the pace truck, and we will go green. 3 to go when they take that green flag. Diller, Rankin Street, Whitty, the top 4. Verta, Shinderly, Sams, and Shreves. Letting the pace truck get a little bit of distance out in front of them so that we can have a good, clean start from Mr. Diller right here in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is already out. Wow, that green flag fell pretty early right there. Usually doesn't fall until we get later. And I just saw what I believe to be Tyler Street in an incident on the front stretch that brings out the caution. Let's go back and see what happened. This is right at the start right here, right into 3 and 4. We're watching the 4 car. Oh, he tried to go, bumped the car in front. goes to the inside, finds the implement tire, comes across, and once again, 3-car of Verta, but also this is the 11-car of Whitty got into that, and he ends up in a bad spot. So he is going to be playing catch up to the back of the field. Heat race number 2 having a little bit of trouble getting through the laps here, Dom.
Yeah, like the other ones, I caught that one as it happened too, and I knew it had to be something to do with either someone not going or someone jumping a little too early. Luckily, we only got 2 more laps left to go, so hopefully
A lot of damage.
And under green.
A lot of damage on a lot of cars. So these guys are going to have a little bit of work to do here.
Luckily, it's virtually and not.
Not for real, right? A couple of them would be rebuilding a car real quick. I probably wouldn't make the feature tonight. All right. They're going to go green. Not this time. Not this time. Light's still on the pace truck. It looks like the track is starting to widen out. At least the marbles are moving up. Now, we haven't started to see the slick line that develops in the middle of both ends of the track just yet. Just a touch right on the entry, right about there. But not a lot. Still a lot of heavy track. There's a little bit in the middle right there of turn 1 I can see now. Down about halfway. About 2 car widths up off the bottom. So get through this, get through the pole dash, get through a little bit of warm-up. I bet this track starts to spread out, and I bet we get a couple of lines of racing for our feature tonight. 2 to go. Heat race 2, final heat race. Engler Machine and Tool heat race number 2. These guys are going to go green right here in turn 4. Diller wasted no time. That pace truck took the hard left, and he punched the throttle. Diller, Rankin, Schinderly, and then Danny Sams, the 224 car. He got involved in one a little earlier, but he is riding back up here running for a top 4 spot. White flag in the air this time by. They were 3 wide for 6th, 7th, and 8th back there. It looks like David Diller set sail from the start. He is going to pick up the heat race win. Tyler Rankin, Thomas Schinderly, Danny Sams, then Chris Verta, Tyler Street, Randy Shreves, and Sam Whitty in that order. That'll wrap up heat racing. We'll get ready to move on to our pole, dash, beacon, and bridge. Pole dash tonight. Top 2 from each heat race are going to be out here. So 4 cars. I'm going to send Mr. Rankin a message here. We're going to see Diller and Clark, Rankin, and Keegan, if I'm not mistaken. Should see those 4 cars out here. We'll get a lap count real quick for this. Anybody know the lap count for this dash? You're live on the air. Somebody poke it to me, please. All right, sorry about that, guys, but we got to find out. We did not get a lot of information about this. We know these guys are going to go green. It's going to be Keegan and Diller on the front row. Clark and Rankin in row number 2. 4 laps. And they're green right here. Good start. Everybody pretty equal right there. Keegan on the slider line across in front of Diller. He cuts underneath. Now David Diller's going to lead him into 3 and 4. He moves up the track. Keegan tries to go wider, loses spots. That'll allow Clark to get to the inside of Diller. Rankin tried the slider line, didn't work on Keegan. Diller, Clark, Keegan, Rankin. That order as we get ready to complete lap number 2 right here, halfway home. Justin Clark closing in. He's going to try to make a challenge for the lead here, like to start on the pole tonight's event. Got 2 corners and a lap to get it. Diller comes out of 4. He barely had the lead that time by, it looks like. White flag in the air. Now Clark able to squeeze up. Might have the advantage here in 3 and 4. I think the bottom is a whole lot better in 3 and 4. It looks like Justin Clark, David Diller, Mike Keegan. And then Tyler Rankin will be the starting order. So good run for these guys. They're going to have a couple of minutes to stay out here and warm up the track, maybe burn it down just a little bit more, bring those two lines together. While they're doing that, we will break for this.
Got a country swagger, keep the music turned up and got moves like Haggard. You can find us hanging out every night. It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt to drink. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Hillbilly rock star.
Our big shout out to Tim at Tim Sims. Proud supporter of the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series, Dirt Racing Network, many other dirt racers, sim racers, series all over the place. So big thank you to him. Watching these guys warm up just a little bit here. Got our camera on Trevor Berry right now, and he's got Connor Morrell and Donald Swanson around him. Oh, Morrell crawled up the fence in turn 4. That's not good. We'll watch Chris Verda and Mason Hannigan here battling side by side a little bit. These guys trying to wear the track down just a little bit. Give us a little bit more of a racy surface for tonight's 35-lap feature. I guess before we get too close to that, Don, we better pick a couple of winners. Are we going to have a repeat, since about a third of this field is already previous winners?
Well, considering that, then I'd probably say it's likely that it's going to happen.
Who's it going to be?
I don't know. It's a tough call.
Yeah.
I haven't been here every Sunday. Has there won one yet?
Has who?
David Diller?
No, I don't believe Mr. Diller has won one yet.
All right, well, he's going to be up there. He's been up front all day. Who else? Clark's been good. Egan's, of course, going to be up there. So I don't know.
I'm looking at Justin Clark, the 78 car right now. I think he's got what it takes to get it done tonight. David Diller's car just went flying through the air.
I don't think that's going to have any effect. I'm going to go with Diller tonight. I think he's going to get...
Parking lot, turn 2. I think these guys are going to go ahead and run the whole thing out. But let's see. Let's say we got a keyword for you folks tonight. I was not aware at the beginning. I am now. And we have got a giveaway for you. So our keyword will be gator bait. And when I call for the keyword, first person that I see in the multi-chat, I will send you, or I will give you verbally, some instructions on how you can get your prize pack collected. Get ready to run down our lineup with these guys. We know the first couple of rows are not going to be correct. It's going to be Clark. Justin Clark in row 1. He and David Diller. Then Mike Keegan and Tyler Rankin. Behind that will be Hannigan and Shinderly in row 3. Row 4 shapes up Morrell and Sams. Row 5 is going to be Jason Nygaard, Chris Verda. The 6th row, Don Swanson, Tyler Street. Row 7, Brad Lamberson and Randy Shreves. Row 8, Cameron MacArthur and Sam Whitty. And Trevor Barry in the 9th row. These guys are going to get up here. They're going to do 4 wide real quick during our pace laps. And then the first lap will stay at pace speed. Once the green flag falls, they will rearrange that front couple of rows. And then they will get ready to go green. Once again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us. We always look forward to having everybody in chat. Say hi. Don't forget. Not sure how they're shaping this up, but hopefully it's going to look pretty cool here when we get down to our front stretch. As they get ready to roll into turn 4, their salute to all the fans watching from the stands, watching here live on the Dirt Racing Network.
Green, green, green.
They will stay in this formation until about right there, and then they're going to break it all up. Now they're going to arrange the field in the order that it is supposed to be. Front couple of rows are going to work their way into the spots that they finished in the pole dash, which means that there's Mr. Diller. Still looking for Mr. Diller. The next time we come out of turn 4, they're going to go green. Don't let me forget to get the keyword here in a little bit, Dom.
What was that? Sorry, Roger. I missed
Remind me to ask for the keyword here in just a little while.
it. Okay, we'll do.
All right, 17 cars, 35 laps. Going green. Clark and Diller on the front row. Keegan, Rankin, row 2. Green flag's in the air. We are racing. Good job for Clark to get out in front there. Coming out of turn 2, Diller settles into second, but he had a good run. It's 2 by 2 behind that for multiple rows. Morrell went for a big slider across the field. He finds the outside fence just a little bit right there. Down into turn 1, we'll try to figure out where he ended up. He fell all the way back to the 11th position, and he is right in the middle of the blender right now. There's contact, and Danny Sams.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Danny Sams, the 224 car, was in about 7th, maybe 6th, right there behind Rank and heading down the back stretch. Verda went in, moved up, moved up. Sams was moving back down. Contact in the 3 car once again. With contact and trouble on the track. Don't think he was damaged any. 224 car of Sams, however, not nearly as lucky.
Yeah, I had actually moved my camera to Sam's. Was watching him back there as they were 3-4 wide, and I watched it happen live.
And it looks like 28 car of Connor Morrell did collect some damage from his encounter with the front stretch and turn 1 walls there on that first green flag lap. So he is going to take that thing in, try to get a little bit of repairs done and jump back out here. We will look real quickly. It was Clark, Diller, Keegan, Hannigan, Rankin, Morrell, Schenderly, Verda, Nygaard, and Swanson in the top 10. So Mr. Clark got the lead right away, and we'll see if he can hang on to it for another 32 laps, 33 laps. All right, lights off on the pace truck. Single filing out this group. 3 car. Looks like he is going to go back to his starting spot. Lights back on the pace truck. At least one more lap behind the Chevy Silverado here. Trying to figure out where guys are supposed to be. Waiting. The field looks like it might be right now. Lights are off on the pace truck. Everybody's pretty much where it looks like they should be. We should get thumbs up and a green flag here out of turn 4 with about 32 laps to go. Clark, Dillard, Keegan, Hannigan, and Rankin, the top 5 right now.
Green, green, green.
Good start for Clark. He wasted no time. The pace truck twitched, and he went at it. Diller's going to hang on to second. Keegan off the top side, trying to hold off Hannigan. Hannigan now all the way against the inside wall, both ends of the track. Can he find some grip? 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. Diller had a challenge from Keegan. Keegan had to back off. That's going to allow Hannigan to make the move. Move Mason Hannigan into third. Keegan back to fourth. Sir Fence-A-Lot working the top side. Here comes the 22 car of Jason Nygaard. Nygaard now inside the top 5. He got around Rankin. Rankin tried to do something with it in 1 and 2. Couldn't make it happen. Swanson finding something on the bottom right now. He's in 7th, trying to take 6th away from Rankin. Still a good side-by-side battle. Now Swanson's got the better of it. Moves Swanson into the 6th spot. Clark still in the front. You can see the track starting to show signs of getting slick in a couple of places. Diller all over Clark. Now goes to the bottom. 3 and 4. Not able to do anything with it. Battle at the front, heating up. Caution. That time, not Danny Sams. Could have been the 8 car MacArthur. Maybe not. Looks like it might be Chris Averta's car. Hooked up on another car again. And it looks like he sat there and waited for the field to come to him.
Man, Verta's just having himself a night.
He is not having a good night on the track. So Clark, Diller, Hannigan, Keegan, Nygaard, Swanson, Rankin, Street Trees, and now Brad Lamberson cracking into the top 10. 9 laps down. 26 to go. All right, lights are off on the pace truck. We'll be going green again out of turn number 4. Just over 25 laps left. Right at 25 when we take the green right here.
Green flag, green flag.
Big start for Clark, and Diller was ready for it. Hannigan right on the bottom, tried to make it 3 wide out of 2. And Diller works the bottom side, not able to make up any ground right now. Mike Keegan using the inside 1 and 2. I saw him go through the middle and the upper part of the track in 3 and 4. Hannigan got a good run down the back stretch, wasn't able to make that stick, and we got problems again. 224 car, Danny Sams one more time involved in mayhem, and he's back here right around that 3 car again. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe, just maybe, there is something going on with these two. Maybe it's a little personal at this point, because that's about the third or fourth time that these guys have found each other on the racetrack. And we are under caution one more time. So, third caution.
Yeah, it makes you wonder there, Roger. It looked like Sam's just tried to slide up in front of him, and Verta just didn't give him any room. Stayed on that throttle and got into the back of him and sent Sam's flying down that stretch.
That's about the third or fourth time that we've seen the 3-car and the 224 with contact tonight. So, like I said, I'm starting to wonder if it's a little bit personal at this point. So, maybe we keep an eye on those two guys. Maybe we don't. Lights off on the pace truck. We'll be going green one more time at 24 laps remaining. Still Clark, Diller, Hannigan, Keegan, Nygaard, your top 5. Swanson, Rankin, Street, Shreves, and Lamberson still the top 10. Then Shinderly, Berry, White, Morrell, MacArthur, Sams, and Verta. Chris Verta's car, 1 lap down, maybe in the infield. I'll check that here in just a minute.
No, he's still on track.
Still on track, but he is a lap down now.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air, racing one more time. Watching inside line start to come forward just a little bit. Diller now takes a shot at the lead. Didn't quite get it that time. He is going to stay down there and try to work the bottom of 1 and 2. Good bite right about there, and he comes up side by side with Clark. Now slider line in 3 and 4. Left enough room at the top, and Clark got right back around him. Great battle at the front. That time Clark used the slider line, and Diller stayed out wide. Well, 3, 4 of the top 6. 5 of the top 6 on the top line. Mike Keegan, the only one not running right up by the fence. Nygaard's gotten around everybody. He's moved into 3rd. Chasing down David Diller off the top side. Diller's still putting a lot of pressure on Justin Clark right there, but he just not able to do anything with it. Now he's got company on the outside. Nygaard got his nose there going into 3. Who's going to have it down the front stretch? Dead heat at the line.
All right, man.
Caution one more time. I saw a car back off. Yeah, wasn't him. Was it MacArthur? Yep, MacArthur found the inside fence going into 1, then found the outside fence in the middle of 1 and 2. And the 8 car up the side down. Drug off into our infield.
Oh, Roger, I tuned my camera to the back of the pack, and it didn't bring out a caution, but guess who got together again?
Did they touch each other again?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Verta got the end of it. He had to get towed into the infield, but they got together again.
Well, that wasn't what brought out our caution. That was for Cameron MacArthur's car, finding inside fence, outside fence in that order, and ending up upside down in turns 1 and 2. So right now it's Clark, Diller, Nygaard, your top 3. Hannigan, Keegan, Swanson, 4 through 6. Shreves, Rankin, Street, and Lamberson rounding out the top 10. Still 15 cars on track. Still about, let's see, about 17, 18 laps to go here. We'll make it 17 when we take the green. as the lights go off on the pace truck, and we will be going green out of turn number 4 again. Clark's doing a good job of getting restarts. And he's got some challengers now. I think Diller's figured something out, and I know Nygaard has. Nygaard is running right up there at the cushion, and he is finding a lot of speed, especially through the centers of the corner. We'll see if Mr. Clark can lead this thing from flag to flag. But right now he has got a pack of hungry hounds behind him as they get ready to go back to green right here out of turn 4. There's your green flag. Clark will lead them down through 1 and 2. Down the back stretch again. Diller not able to close up this time. Not able to stay right on him, but he's got company. 22 car, Sir Fence-A-Lot, Jason Nygaard. Now all over Diller. Crossover move in 1 and 2 now. Short slider coming. Here comes Nygaard. He moves himself into position number 2. Gets around David Diller. Just past halfway. 22 cars got his sights set on the 78. Diller tried the slider line, and that didn't work. So 15 laps to go that time by. We'll see if Clark can stay up front, hold off the hard charging Jason Nygaard. We'll see if Sir Fence-A-Lot can keep it off the wall. He is very prone to finding fence at these tracks. He runs it right on the ragged edge, and sometimes that edge gets a little sharp. And here he comes down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Jason Nygaard with the slider line, new leader. 13 laps to go. It's Nygaard, Clark, Diller, Hannigan. Hannigan and Keegan battling. Here comes Swanson. Keegan and Hannigan touched in 1 and 2, and that allowed Swanson to get around Keegan. Right behind them, 56 car Randy Shreves. That's your top 7. The battle still raging for the lead. Oh, Clark put the big slider in. He's up on top the fence down the backstretch. That car is going to come down off the fence and get clipped by Connor Morrell. Morrell upside down. There's your next caution. We'll go back and watch. Big slide job from Clark. He threw that in there deep, threw that in there as far as he could, maybe about 1.5 feet too far. And he brings it down off the fence, and Connor Morrell just barely touched him going by, and it upset the 28 car enough that he finds the outside wall. So we'll get ready to go through our top 10 here. We're going to have a couple of cars, I am sure, headed onto pit road to try to grab some repairs. Just about 10 laps to go in this one when we get the green flag back. And right now it's a Nygaard. Then Diller, Hannigan, Swanson, Keegan, Shreve, Street, Lamberson, Rankin, and Trevor Berry cracked his way into the top 10. A 7 car. Right behind that's going to be Shinderly, Whitty, Sams, Morrell. Morrell keeping the car on track. And Justin Clark back from his run through pit road to get whatever was wrong with the 78 car fixed. And then here comes MacArthur trying to get his lap back and be back as the 16th running car in the order. Just don't forget that Hoosier Tire Hard Charger will be handed out tonight, as well as the Engine Pro Lucky Dog. That is a random draw for a driver in the series. They will announce that over on the Facebook page. We are 10.
Roger.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Don't forget that keyword.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Right now, I need the keyword. I gave it to you at the beginning of the feature. Somebody put that in chat. The first one I see in multi-chat with the keyword. Pick up the prize pack from Tim Sims tonight. Green flag back in the air. 10 laps to go. And caution. Caution, caution, caution. I don't know if the 224 car was in it. Maybe the 11 car was in it. We'll jump back. We'll take a look real quick. Who heard the keyword at the beginning of the night? Yes, 11 car, 224 car, 78 car. 78 car just came from pit road. So 78 car will be missing his front wing, to be sure.
I didn't see who was in front of him, but it looks like the 11 car had a little help there off the restart, made a little contact with the left rear of the car in front of him, helped him around.
Yeah, it got him out of shape for sure, and the car behind him finished him off. I know that. And then Justin Clark found that. In behind. Oh, Danny Johnson, that is very, very close. Very, very close to the keyword. So about 9 laps to go when we get the green flag this time. Not coming out just yet. I think we're still behind a lit up pace truck. Yes, we are. Should get it. The lights off, and we'll be ready to go back. You're missing part of the keyword, Danny Johnson. Give me the rest of it. The prize pack will be all yours. At least she was paying attention.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it myself. And I looked down and went, 10 laps to go. We better get it in.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Glad you did. I may give this to her anyway. She's very close, and she's the only person responding at all. So I think we'll do that. Danny, go to the Dirt Racing Network Facebook page. Send me a private message. Let me know that you won the prize pack tonight, and then I'll send you a question, and we'll get you all squared away. Congratulations.
Green flag.
Enjoy the prize pack. It'll be to you in a few days. 9 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Jason Nygaard, David Diller, Mason Hannigan, Donnie Swanson running in the 4 spot. But Mike Keegan trying to take that away. Slider through 3 and 4. Right now he's got the spot. And on the high side, here comes Randy Shreves. Shreves trying to make a run for the top 5 at the end of this one. Really close. Tyler Whitty was pretty close too. But we're going to let Danny Johnson pick up the prize pack. The actual keyword was gator bait. Jason Nygaard, 3/4 of a second out in front of David Diller right now. 7 laps to go. And Sir Fencelot is flirting with that white steel fence out there, especially in turn 1. Trying to run that car right up against the ragged edge. I've seen it bite that 22 car more times than I can count. Right now, he is out in front. David Diller. Mike Keegan has worked his way around Mason Hannigan into 3rd. Shreves right behind Hannigan in the 5th spot. 5 to go that time by. Getting close to the end of this one.
All right, man.
Caution on the speedway. We'll have 4 to go when we get it back. I think MacArthur's car one more time. That's the 8 car, and I think they're probably done for the evening with that U.S. Air Force Sergeant MacArthur racing machine. Oh, he was out of shape. Connor Morrell helped him just a little bit, and then that car's tumbling, and Danny Sams finds him one more time. Mr. Sams just can't catch a break. He's pulled every nasty card in the deck so far tonight, I think.
Yeah, he's had very bad luck. Probably worse than Verda's luck here tonight.
He has had a heck of an adventure, that is for sure. So right now it is Nygaard, Diller, Keegan, Hannigan, Shreves, Street, Lamberson, Barry, Swanson, and Clark in the top 10. Justin Clark recovering to get inside the top 10 right now. Going to have about 4 laps to go when we get the green. Danny Johnson, I sent you a message just now, so look in your messenger. All right, lights off on the pace track. 4 laps to go. I think Nygaard can keep it out of the fence. He may hold on and pick up the win here tonight. He's got Diller, Keegan, Hannigan, Shreves right behind him. That's your top 5 on the restart. We may have to hustle from here to the next one, Dom. We may be in a little bit of a time crunch, sir.
We'll have to see. We'll see if they can keep green or not.
All All right, green flag back in the air. 4 laps to go. Keegan took a look to the inside. He is going to take second right there, and I think he's going to have to give it right back as caution flies once again. 4-car of Tyler Street this time. Stuck in the outside fence in turn 2, and he restarted about 7th. Make it 6th. Got up there, got across, got a little help. Who helped him out there? A 27 car maybe, a Brad Lamberson, gave him just a little bit of help. Old bad Brad. Tisk, tisk, young man. All right, get ready to re-rack them and get one more restart maybe in for us, but a couple of cars are going to be out of this one. Verda, Whitty, MacArthur, Tyler Street, all on the trailer ready to head out, so 13 cars still on the track. Nygaard, Diller, Keegan, Hannigan, Shreves, Lamberson, Barry, Swanson, Clark, Shinderly, Morrell, Sams, Rankin, and that rounds out the field right there. Tyler Street's car still on pit road, so still showing in the lineup, but I do believe his night is finished. All right. Lights off on the pace truck, so we will be going green. 3 laps to go. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Bringing these guys home here. 3 laps to go. Possibly another first-time winner in the series. If Nygaard can hang on to it for 3 more circuits, he'll become the 4th winner in 5 weeks. And the green flag back in the air. Dillard took a peek on the inside. It's not enough. Now Nygaard goes to the top in 3 and 4. Dillard through the middle. Keegan on the top. Hannigan in the middle. That time Diller made up a little bit of ground. Now he's going to go slider line in 1 and 2. Leaves the top open, but he's got the spot midway down the backstretch. Coming to the white flag. Jason Nygaard off the top. David Diller on the bottom, side by side at the line. This time Nygaard goes all the way to the penthouse. He keeps the right rear on the fence. It's really close getting into 3. Who's going to have it? Coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Diller picks up the win. Still a first-time winner in the series. Jason Nygaard decided to take the 22 car, and he hadn't hit the fence all night long. He had to do that. But we'll bring the 5 car around, and we will talk to our top 3 here in just a few minutes. Start grabbing these guys up. Nygaard, Hannigan, and Diller. Put them in the room together. Let's get these guys around. We'll see if Mason Hannigan has brought his car around. He did not yet. I think he's following Mr. Diller. We'll let these guys get around on the front stretch here. And get parked here. We'll talk to Nygaard. We will not have a picture of his car, but that will be all right, and it will not be the end of the world. We'll grab Mason Hannigan first. Mason, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. 3rd tonight in this series. Talk to us about how the track changed and your podium run.
Yeah, it was around the bottom there, I think, for the first couple laps, and it got up to the top, and then I think the bottom was there at the end. I think if I would have had probably 2 more laps, I could have got the job done, but 3rd's all right.
Yeah, it looked like it got a little bit challenging to pass out there. The track kind of went through a couple of different changes. You kind of used the bottom for a little while. Did you find anything special that maybe would have helped you late in the race?
Well, I don't really think so. It was just around the bottom and top, no middle really at all. And It's a pretty fun racer. I think when I hit the wall there in 3 and 4, the left front was broke for about half or 3/4 of the racer. And I don't think the car worked as good as I wanted it to, but there at the end, around the bottom, is a lot better.
All right, man, who you got to thank, and we'll let you get ready for the next one.
Thank you to Black Diamond Motorsports, everyone that helps out Black Diamond, all my sponsors. You know, Barry for putting this deal on.
All right, man, thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you later on this week, sir.
Thank you.
The Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan in third. We will not have a picture of the second place car, but we will still grab Sir Fence-A-Lot and drag him in here. Jason Nygaard, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do, Roger.
All right, buddy. Well, a hell of a battle up there at the front, man. You come home a second tonight. Talk to us about that last restart, and how did David Diller find his way around you tonight?
The late race actions bit me in the butt. I mean, I think like a 1 second lead with like 4 to go, and a caution came out, and just that bunched the field back up, and he got around me.
Well, we call you Sir Fence-A-Lot and always make a little bit of fun of it, but you kept it out of the fence pretty good. You ran right on the ragged edge tonight. Was the best way around for at least 95% of that race?
Yeah, until about the last probably 5 laps where the bottom came back in.
Yeah, and I had told Dominic a little bit earlier in the show that I thought this track would go through a couple of changes out there, that it'd be one line early, and then it would probably be, middle, then outside, and then all of a sudden it would go to 2 wide racing. Is that kind of the way that it worked out this evening?
Yeah, I mean, if it was 10s, you'd have the power to run the high side and be competitive with the bottom as well, but in 360s, because of the lesser horsepower, you lose a little more time running on the high side, but it was a good race overall.
All right, man. Well, second place isn't bad. Congratulations on that. Who helps you get it done? We'll let you go celebrate.
I got to thank Alex over at Team ABR for all he does for me. All of our sponsors, the Pit Logic app, CSI Shocks, Next Gen Fab, Wicked Cushion, and Dirt Armada, and you for broadcasting, Roger.
All right, Jason. Look forward to seeing you the rest of the week, sir.
I'll be back Monday for GSRL.
All right, buddy. See you then. Second place, Jason Nygaard. Now, let's get tonight's win. First time winner in the series. David Diller, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, you do it tonight on a late restart. You get around Nygaard, who had gotten around you and then worked his way away until the caution flag. Man, tell us how you got back around him to pick up this great win tonight.
I don't know. I saw him coming early on the top, and I just didn't feel like I could run up there that hard for the whole race. And I told the guys in my Discord, I'm like, if I'm going to have any shot, I'm going to have to move around and probably try the middle. And I trunked my wing, and man, that thing just drove. And I was just hoping for it off of 4. I got a good run down the backstretch and just made it happen in 3 and 4, I guess.
Yeah, the track went through a couple of changes. We talked to Nygaard about it. What were you finding out there, and how difficult was it to find grip so you could maintain the lead when you had it or make that pass at the end?
Well, I knew the top was probably going to be the fastest way around for the longest time. It wasn't very slick early, so I just figured that I'd just have to pound the cushion and keep it up there on the wall and keep it clean for 30 laps, and then try to start making moves. I honestly did not want that last caution because I knew Jason was really good on the top and he'd be really good on a restart, but I was very fortunate to get that late race caution and just roll right through the middle, right to a win.
Yeah, it was a fantastic finish. Got a little sloppy at the end. You guys had a bunch of restarts there. With the guys coming in from behind and you trying to focus on making a pass for the lead, a little bit of nerves that maybe somebody from behind might take a little bit of a chance and jeopardize your chances?
I don't know. I know Mason's a clean racer, and we're buddies from Lima Land. I work out there, work at Lima, and work on the car out at Lima. So does Mason. So I knew he'd be clean, and I knew that these top 5 guys, they were all clean racers. So I mean, they all give and take, and I figured that they would all give and take, even though we're all racing for a win there.
All right, man. Well, who do you got to thank tonight? And we'll let you go celebrate a fantastic victory.
I got to thank United Machine and Tool, Dan and Brian. They do a ton for me. Haas Automation, Sam Bagger Sim Team, Team H, Trevor Berry, Max Stanball. Couldn't make it tonight. He was down south racing USCS. He had a pretty good weekend himself racing real cars. So, good for him. I also want to give a quick shout out to Chris Verda. He called me an idiot a couple weeks ago at Eldora, so I gotta thank him for giving me the locker room material, and I gotta dedicate this win to him.
All right. Well, we were wondering, Dom and I, were a few things tonight. That helps clear up a couple of things. We do know that Max tuned in for at least a few minutes tonight during the broadcast, so he'll be happy to know that you picked up the win. Good run, man. We look forward to seeing you maybe tomorrow night over at Dirt Slingers.
Heck yeah, man. Thanks.
All right. Your winner tonight, David Diller. Jason Nygaard came home in second. Third goes to Mason Hannigan. Fourth, Mike Keegan. Donald Swanson in fifth. Brad Lamerson came home sixth. Randy Shreve in seventh. Trevor Berry eighth. Justin Clark ninth. Tyler Rankin in 10th. Thomas Schinderly 11th. Connor Morrell in the 12th spot. 13th to Danny Sams. 14th, Tyler Street. 15th was Cameron MacArthur. Sam Whitty in the 16th spot. And Chris Verda come home in 17th. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that maybe Mr. Lamberson might be tonight's hard charger. I know he started very deep in this field, and he came home in 6th. So I can't confirm that, but I do have my suspicions. If you want to know who picked up the lucky dog in the hard charger, drop over to the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series Facebook page, and that will all be there. Danny Johnson picks up the fan pack tonight from Tim Sims. Danny, I'm going to get with Tim personally and make sure that he sends out a ladies' night prize pack for you. Congratulations on that, guys. Dom and I will be back in just a little bit with the All-Star Visuals Super Series here in just a few minutes, so we got to get over there and head for that server in just a minute. But for myself, Dominic Santino, Mike Peterson here at the Dirt Racing Network, until the next time, guys, keep it dirty. We'll see you shortly.